Wow, what a beautiful morning. Oh, good morning YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at Wildman Lifts. I'm your host, Wildman. Now on today's episode, as you can tell, I got a pretty cool new shirt. This is from our sponsors and our friends over at Rok Hardware. And this shirt makes us honorary Rok Squad members. And I couldn't be prouder to have them as our partners as we make this docuseries. Now on today's menu, we did the bench press. And while we were there, another client of mine decided to jump into the workout as I trained the Carnivore. So let's pop in and let's see what we did today. So on today's menu, we have the bench press and we're continuing to do tough six. And yes, I know this is not Frank. This is actually my very good and dear friend, Josh, who is also a client of mine. Now this is Frank. And Frank's doing tough six, and Josh was doing tough six, and they were both in the gym at the exact same time. So I thought, cool, let me just do double duty, and I will coach you both on your lifts to make sure that we're lifting appropriately and getting some nice work done. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The only difference is going to be Josh is doing straight tough six, and Frank is doing giant set format. So here I had him doing farmer walks, just light farmer walks with a trap bar between every set, and also 50 meters of rowing between every set. And that was going to be his giant set format for the day. And that bald, naked mole rat looking guy watching everybody bench press, well, that's me without my hat and my sunglasses. I know. Please hold your jokes for later. Now, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to incorporate them to learn leg drive in between every single rep. So here, we tend to get a little lazy on the bench press. Sometimes we think it's a chest only exercise and we only use our chest, when really the bench press is a compound movement. So essentially what you need to do is learn how to use your whole entire body, because that's what compound means. Compound means you need to use your entire body. So Josh here is doing a fantastic job doing leg drive. These are all clean and powerful reps, and you can see it's because he's timing his leg drive perfectly. I had to work a little bit harder on Frank to get his leg drive down. And maybe if I wasn't listening to music and joking around with all my friends in the gym and actually paying attention to Frank, maybe I would have been a little bit more on his leg drive instead of not paying attention to him. So sorry about that, Frank. But here, Frank isn't using leg drive quite as well as Josh was. You can see when Josh racks it and brings it down, he times it and it's super explosive. And that's because he's not just using his chest. You can see his whole body is moving with the press. And that's what makes this movement safe and efficient. Plus, using your whole body on the lift is actually a lot safer and makes this a more natural pressing motion than it would be if you tried to isolate your chest. There's different exercises to do to isolate your chest. So if you want to get A, stronger, B, lift more weight on the bench press, and C, not get injured, you need to make sure that you're incorporating leg drive. That'll ensure that you're using your whole body and not just the chest. So here comes a PR for Josh. So he's supposed to do tough six. The goal is for him to do 6 repetitions. And the last time he did it, he only got to 4 reps at 155. And so here he sets a PR and he's got some help from his friends there as we cheer him on. And he did such a good job. I gave him some belly pats because that was an awesome PR to witness. And literally last week, I think it was when he hit 4. Now for Frank, this is also a 6 rep max PR. So 205 for 6. I mean, I know a lot of people that can't lift 205 for 1, let alone 2 reps. So to do all this volume of work of benching, plus in giant set format, doing the farmer walks and rowing, and hitting a 6 rep max at the very end with 205, I was very pleased with both these guys. Well done. And technically, Josh could have stopped there, right? But he wanted to go up one more tier. So this is another PR. Every rep he's hitting now is a PR. So this ended up being a 3 rep max. The 4th one, I don't believe he hit. But this is still, he had a 6 rep max with 155 and a 3 rep max with 165. Well done. Would you look at that? PRs galore. My client that's on a regular omnivore diet hit a couple PRs. And the carnivore, he's still going up in weight and doing a fantastic job. Now let's pop into the variation giant set. We're gonna change the bench press just a touch to the incline bench press. Now, the reason why I like to prescribe the incline bench press is for 2 reasons. Number 1, it really incorporates leg drive. Both Frank and Josh say they can activate leg drive a lot easier when they're at an incline. So that carries over into the flat bench because that's a little bit harder to teach leg drive on a flat bench. And the other reason is it really targets your upper chest a lot more and is a semi-compound movement. So you are using your whole body, but because of the angle, you have to use less weight than the flat bench. And Frank's giant set format's going to stay the same. The only difference is we're going to up the weight now to 215 pounds on the trap bar. So he's going to walk from one end to the gym. He's going to gingerly turn around, try not to hit anybody. You know, that's kind of the hardest part, especially if you don't like the person, then you really might want to bump them on your way back. And then he's going to go back and set it down. This is really good for your back and your shoulder stability. One of my favorite things to program on bench day. And he'll continue to row those 50 meters in between, and that's going to be his giant set format. Now, when we move into the variation giant set, the reps are going to stay the same. It's going to continue to be a 6 rep max. And the only difference is instead of working between 5, 6, and 7 rounds on the strength giant set, I only like to do this within 3 sets. So I don't like them to go beyond that. So the goal is you do a lot of work on the flat bench, and that's the primary move. This is just more of an accessory move to help get stronger on the flat bench. So, and also to teach leg drive a little bit better. Fantastic job by both members. Now we're going to do the assistance giant set to work on the weaknesses of their bench press so that they can continue to climb in weight on the main compound movements. Let's pop in and check that out. One of my favorite things to program if the athlete is strong enough to do is ring push-ups. Ring push-ups not only work that push-up portion, which is vital to getting a stronger bench, but the rings you have to stabilize the entire time. So it really drives your chest into overdrive, and you kind of have to learn how to use your back as well. And we're continuing with our giant set format. We're just upping the weight now. So now the weight on the trap bar is 285 pounds, and Frank's only going to walk it from one gym end, and that's it. He's not going to turn around and walk back with this weight. So that's going to be 3 rounds of that, including more 50-meter rows, and that's going to be his assistant giant set for 3 rounds. Now, I've said this more than once. I would prefer that if you are short on time, you go and do the strength portions and the accessory portions after, and skip the variation and the assistance portions if you're running low on time. However, to achieve optimal greatness and maximal strength output, you got to do all 4. But in this case, I just wanted to emphasize how important the accessories are. So let's pop in. Let me show you some of the accessories I like to do on bench day. The best accessory to do is the pec fly, and the machine is good, but you can use bands or anything else. But I like doing this on bench day. And we're also doing rope tricep push downs to finish off our triceps. And we're also going to be doing face pulls as well. Face pulls are absolutely king when it comes to shoulder health and back stability, and is a great way to end your pressing day, especially when you have your friends dancing in the mirror. So there you have it. Another successful day in the gym as one of my clients and the Carnivore are programmed to do the Tough 6. Fantastic work, gentlemen, and you didn't die. Congratulations. So if you'd like to see what the Carnivore was eating that day, here's a list of all the food that he ate. Now, what I'm kind of noticing about his diet is sometimes he eats breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, and sometimes he doesn't. So if you have any additional questions or any inquiries about what his diet is like, go ahead and leave a comment or direct message me at WildmanLifts on Instagram. And I'll be sure to ask Frank, and we can get that cleared up. Please also let me know if there's any questions that you would like regarding the Carnivore diet and my strength training programs, so that we can figure out what's the best method for you. Until next time, thank you.